Hey there guys, BlackPanthaa here and welcome to some more of the Crew Wild Run expansion. Today we're going to be covering the Drift spec. You guys wanted to see some more information on this spec, so I'm going to show it to you right now. So, first things first, how does it feel? Now, I was trying to think of a way to explain this spec, and I would say it's a combination of the Crew's current handling and Hot Pursuit. You remember Hot Pursuit was very much sweeping drifts, like long sweeping drifts, and it was kind of hard to get out of them once you began. It's similar to that, but a little bit more responsive than Hot Pursuit. It's not hand-holding you. You've still got to do all of the control yourself. For example, if you're going too far into the wall, you need to brake. If you're going too slow and you're kind of starting to slow down in the drift, use your NOS and it'll continue pushing you forward to keep the drift going. So it's still got the Crew's physics in there for when people drifted dirt and perf. Now, a couple of things to be noted. I only tried two cars. They felt similar but quite different. So there may be some cars that feel completely different to the two that we used in this. Again, it's also a very, very, very early build of the game. Things may change. It probably will change from now until release. I also didn't get to really upgrade the performance of the cars or anything like that, so you've got to remember, like, this is probably going to be vastly different from when you play it yourself, but it gives you a basic idea of how it is right now and what to look forward to. As I said, the spec is kind of optimized for long sweeping country roads or mountain roads, that sort of style of road. And I did try it in both styles of road, or two styles of road, in this video. So at the beginning, we're doing the whole slideroo on the mountainy style roads, kind of, I'd say, like the Rivals style roads, and it did perform very, very well. I could obviously improve my performance, but hey, we could all do that from time to time. Then I decided to take it to the streets of Vegas, because this Vegas area is really the only part they've actually properly got done for this build, so that's why I'm staying to the area, if you didn't know. But it does work pretty well there, other than there being a lot of traffic for me to hit, because, well, Vegas has a lot of damn traffic, and it's really kind of difficult to see where the corners are sometimes in this, because, well, you're mainly just flying through the strip. You don't really go on the side roads or anything like that, but hey, I've got to say, it handled pretty well through there as well. But it did handle a little bit better in situations in where I had long sweeping style roads in the streets anyway, so I wonder how this will work in a gridlocked style setting. So, for example, New York, the streets are kind of boxed, if you get what I mean. I wonder how it's going to work in those situations, because there isn't a lot of traffic there in the daytime currently on the Crew, so I think it would be a good way to just kind of keep swerving between each road, if that makes sense. I think it would be pretty cool. Definitely going to try it. Another type of place I want to try is obviously the Summit. As you saw in the trailer of the game, you see two cars, which is the Skyline and the BRZ, funnily enough, and those two cars are sliding along a road designed for drifting, which looked freaking awesome. I then asked the developers where this class sits, and they told me it sits between street and perf, currently smack bang right in the middle. So as when it performs in a straight line, or when you're racing it, that sort of thing. Not that you'd want to race this, because that's just a bit silly, unless you would drift race it. I don't know, you might want to do that. It's up to you. You can do that with the new event creator thingy, blah blah. Anyway, so this spec sits right in the middle, which kind of makes sense, because street is kind of the beginner spec. It gets you introduced to everything. It's not amazing, but it does its job. And then perf is just like, oh my god, that thing is crazy, and it's what everybody loves. And now we switch to the BRZ clip, where this was in the demo. I already showed you a lot of this, but this was my first attempt with the spec, and this is where they mentioned it is very easy to get into, but hard to master. And you can see that on some corners, it's kind of difficult for me. I have a little bit of trouble, because this was my first event, but compared to earlier on in the video, it's nowhere near as good, and I think that's a good way to show you guys how that it is what they say. It's possible to win events when you're not very good, but you will not do amazing until, well, you do drive around like me. A lot. Amazing. But other than that, thank you to Ivory Tower for adding this spec in. It was highly requested, because people can't drift dirt. Scrubs, Dirt Master Race and all that. Dirt OG drifting. But if you want to see more of the Crew, be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.